Marcellus.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to start with you, bro. With all the uncertainty around this coming season, do you think this year's NBA champ will have an asterisk by it?
I'm praying that it doesn't, but I know it will. Let's just be real about it, just because all these variables are at play that's going to give every fan out there a million excuses why their team didn't win. We could talk about the obvious, that this season was shut down because Rudy Gobert tested positive, or as late as Jokic tested positive. It's coming for the big dogs. Who's going to test positive going forward, and will they be on your squad, and will your squad still advance without the big dog? So your barbershop appointment just got 2 hours longer because you're going to be sitting in there arguing all of these different scenarios as you watch this unfold in real time. If you think about it, realistically, if the Lakers don't win it all, people are going to have a big problem with this because they had the momentum. Oh, we beat the Clippers, Milwaukee, and the Celtics right before it all stopped. Imagine the Lakers not winning it all, or worse, the Lakers losing like in the first round. Asterisk. If the Clippers win it all, people will say, oh, man, no, they weren't even looking as good as other teams. Milwaukee had a better record. If Milwaukee wins it all, we're like, Milwaukee, the same team that last year they couldn't even get past Kawhi, and now all of a sudden, so every scenario is at play. There's no such thing as a status quo or a favorite. So I think that's why there's going to be an asterisk.
Technically, no, there will be no asterisk. You know, these books up here, they're not just for decoration. They actually, I have them and I look at them occasionally. This is the 04-05 NBA guide. There's one put out every year. There is no asterisk next to the San Antonio Spurs winning the 99 championship, even though that was after a lockout and was only a 50-game season. And oh, by the way, they beat the 8th-seeded New York Knicks in the finals. So there's a lot of reason to say that that deserved an asterisk. But nobody talks about the Spurs in hindsight and goes, well, they won 4 championships and one with an asterisk. They just say Tim Duncan won 5 championships. So I don't believe that there's going to be an asterisk put on this. Literally, obviously, there's not going to be. Figuratively, it really depends on who wins and how they win.
Right.
And I'm not with you, Marcellus, that it's only the Lakers. Like, if the Bucks win, if the Clippers win, there's 4 or 5 teams that you could legitimately say, we thought they had a shot. But if the Utah Jazz or the Indiana Pacers or the 6th-seeded Philadelphia 76ers jump up and win the title, and then in hindsight, they never win another one, like that group never wins again, we're going to look back at that, and in our minds at least, we're going to put an asterisk on it and say, well, yeah, Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid got one, but they only got one, and they got one with that whole coronavirus thing going on. We'll put our own asterisk on it.
First off, I got to get something off my chest. Can we talk about how hard asterisk is per net? Can we just
asterisk?
Can we just have honesty hour real quick? This is my second day on the show. I'm just trying to be transparent. Asterisk is the hardest word to pronounce in the English language. Now, let me get back on track. There will not be an asterisk. There's not going to be one.
Asterisk? You say asterisk?
There's not going to be one because Slick Rick, I agree with you. When you think about the 99 Spurs team, you don't say, well, that was a shortened season. When you think about the 2011-2000 Heat team that won the chip, you don't say, well, they only played 66 games. For those who are watching who might be more football fans, when you think about the Super Bowl, and when we think about it in about 10 or 15 years, when the Niners played the Ravens, you're not like, oh, but the power went out, and remember, that turned everything around. No, you just simply say, you know, the Ravens won, or you say the Heat won, and you say the Spurs won. When you look back on the careers of greats, you don't start to factor in all the random different things that contributed to why they won. You don't look at the 94, 95 Rockets and say, oh, wait, remember, Jordan went to play base. Like, I'm saying, Marcellus, not you, not the literal you, the proverbial millennial that's going to grow up and check Wikipedia and start, yes, me, exactly. That's going to grow up and check Wikipedia. They're not factoring in all these outside factors into who won the chip, sir. These old heads, that's an old head mentality. You're not going back to your newspaper. That's just not how it goes.
Hey, I'm sorry. I don't even go to the barbershop, as you can tell. But I know what they argue about, and I know why I don't go, because they argue about stuff like this. As soon as you walk into someone and they're talking NBA basketball and you say 1999, immediately they know that was a shortened season. They don't bring it up. Why they keep talking about it? As soon as you say Hakeem Olajuwon in Houston, they won too. Yeah, man, Jordan, what? There it went. And that's the point. Asterisk.
Let me hit the problem. You go to these argumentative barbershops. That's the problem. You need to start going to barbershops where they don't argue so much.
Hey, that's where my people go. I'm not going to a salon. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how the game goes. My point is this. I'm just saying it's going to occur. Am I going to agree with that occurrence? Absolutely not. But if we are going to sit up here and say teams are not going to look at this situation, there may not even be a play-in game. They may only take the top 16. What about the 9th seed saying we could have made a shot and run at it and been in the playoffs? Dog, I'm sorry to say it, asterisk is coming.
That's fair, I'm with you. Well, elsewhere in the NBA, a couple of players are beefing about health issues not related to the coronavirus, with Pat Bev and Jared Dudley going back and forth on Twitter. Dudley tweeted that there's open, quote, not enough talk about soft tissue injuries with basically 2 weeks of full court 5-on-5 to get ready for a 3-month season. But y'all know Pat Bev. He fired back writing, again, basketball is a year-round sport. We don't want to hear about that bleep. Check ball. All right, Marcellus, whose side are you on?
Man, stop playing Pat Beverley. Check ball. Nobody want to hear you. Jared Dudley, do a podcast if you got all these damn excuses and list them on the podcast. Stop trying to wax poetic about sports and lay this nice soft mattress down and no one is thinking about my soft tissue injuries. You mean your soft mental tissue injuries? Because that's what this sounds like.
There.
Everybody knows once you cross the white lines, I don't give a damn what happens in your life, what you've been going through. You can have a torn ACL. If you stepped out here, you about to feel the pain. It's crazy that he actually said that, and he said it about the sport of basketball. Let's go back to high school, Acho. I used to look at them basketball players like, man, y'all kind of soft. And they used to look at me like, man, you kind of crazy to play the game of football. In football, when you get hit, coach looks at you like, you better hit him back. In basketball, when you get hit, they say, bleep, stop, everyone, stop. Oh, my God, please. In that tank top, walk to the free throw line. Yeah, they say, please. They say, please walk to the free throw line. Here's 2 shots for you. No one do anything. Don't do anything. Let them shoot. And that's that sport. That's like the most recreational, lazy sport next to bowling. Like, you would literally be chilling and go bowling. You literally be chilling and play basketball. And now Jared Dudley's going to talk about his hamstrings are sore. I ain't trying to hear it. Check ball, bro.
Man, we just created another subject, the disrespect for basketball right now.
No, it's jealousy. It's more jealousy.
Look, I love this because it's so stupid. I love that Pat Bev is on brand and he's creating something out of nothing. But I also appreciate it because this ties into our first subject. Like, Jared Dudley's trying to put an asterisk on this thing before we've even played. Like, hey, we got all these, external, various things that are changing the template. I love Pat Bev's mentality. Are we playing in the yard? Are we playing in the Y? Are we playing at Madison Square Garden? I don't care. Check ball, let's go. And it goes to the heart of whoever wins it is going to have to go through a lot. Every championship, you go through a lot in various ways. You go through injuries. You go through disruptions. You go through conflict. There's countless things that happen. And Pat Bev is saying, yeah, forget all that because all that doesn't matter. Yes. I just need to win a championship. But I love it because, can we get that picture back up again of the 2 tweets and the 2 of them? These 2 are so on brand. Like, doesn't Jared Dudley, that's the face that you would put with that tweet, right? And that's the Pat Bev look that you would put with his tweet. Yes. It's so good and it's so rich. It adds so much to the whole deal. So I'm glad that they both jumped into this, but I'm of the Pat Bev mentality.
Here's my thing. I'm going to straddle the line, gentlemen. I'm going to commit the Cardinals to non-television. I know. They're both right. Now, I got my master's degree or my undergrad degree in kinesiology, and Marcellus, contrary to common belief, I actually went to class, so I always love when I can tell people things that I learned. Here's the thing you have to remember. Load too quickly equals injury. That's all Pat Bev is saying. If we experience the load of 5-on-5s with a shortened amount of time, that will lead to injury. So I understand what Jared Dudley, not Pat Bev. I understand what Jared Dudley is saying in that, hey, Like, let's take some precautions. I get that. However, if I'm trying to win, I need these dogs like Pat Bev, who's just like, you know what? I'm not trying to hear about all that. Just check ball. The difference is I have the Dudley mentality, which is why I'm sitting on a desk wearing a suit and I no longer wear a helmet. It's because I'm very cognizant of my body, my mind, and everything that goes into that. So I see what Jared Dudley is saying, and Jared Dudley's not wrong, right? We can sit here and act like brute men and just say, Jared Dudley ain't wrong.
He wrong.
Pat Bev is just, he got that dog in him, and he don't want to hear all that nonsense.
How do you say kinesiology and cognizant and can't say asterisk? Like, first of all, what kind of education is that? I love it, man. You better stop.
Look, first off, asterisk has like 4 consonants in a row. Okay, that's the problem. Okay, that's my issue here.
Man, this is insane. Slick Rick, thank you for agreeing with me. I don't understand why he's straddling the fist, ripping his pants, trying to be on both sides when we all know the only way you're going to get up that mountain is if you forget about everything else, including circumstances, and get to climbing.